Hi guys, so I'm with the creator of Bellissima and we're just about to do the tasting. This is Dush. His name is Dushyanta Rathnayake. So Dush, tell us about the history of Bellissima.
History of Bellissima.
Yeah, so where did it start? How did you get into this? Have you always been interested in cooking and creating desserts and whatnot?
Oh my god, that's a lot of
Yeah.
different questions. Okay. So yes, so when I started cooking, it was when I was 7. Remember the chili paste story?
Yes.
So I was addicted to this chili paste from flour drum growing up. And I think when I was 5, my family figured out that I was just eating like this entire bottle, it used to come in these yogurt cups, so I used to just steal it and eat the whole thing. And then they figured out that I was doing this and they stopped bringing it to the house. And then it went from bringing every week, because Fridays were Chinese night.
This is like the Big Bang Theory. They also have, theme nights.
Oh, okay, yes. So ours was, Chinese from Flower Drum was Fridays. And so it went from being every week to maybe once or twice a month. And that was difficult. And sometimes no chili paste. But by the time I turned 7, they started putting the ingredients on the lid.
And then
I fished it out of the garbage and I
you
tried
started
to.
creating it.
Yeah, I tried to. And then I got caught to my grandmother who freaked out. But didn't rat me out to my parents, thankfully. And she said, if you're going to cook, you tell me, I'll get the ingredients and I'll just kind of...
I'll teach you. Do it properly.
Yeah, but the thing is, funnily enough, she's an amazing cook. So she's one with all the cooking genes. And but she never taught me anything per se. She just let me find my way around the kitchen, which is great because I found so much confidence.
That's the best, actually. Yeah.
So it's good and bad because I wish I learned something from her, but she really didn't teach me anything. She just let me just do my thing, which I'm very appreciative for. But it's also sad that I didn't have anything that she taught me to make per se. But anyway, so that's how I got into cooking, and then it was out of necessity because I was not getting my chili paste fix.
Why did you select Bellissima? Bellissima is an Italian name, and
right.
The biscuit pudding is from Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Why could you pick something?
In Sri Lanka? I know. We had this stuff. Okay, so how Bellissima happened was, so I had run different restaurants and cafes up until this point, and the place I was running at the time was called Cafe Eclectic inside the Goethe Institute, the German Cultural Institute.
Right.
Gregory's Road. Yeah, exactly. So we were inside, and then the thing with the institute was there were just so many different types of clientele that came there. So the students didn't have a lot of disposable income because they were either from the south, they were beach boys or girls from Japan who had married Germans who were looking to do classes and go meet their husbands. You had to know German to travel. So they didn't have very big budgets, so they wanted shorties.
So you filled that gap.
Then we had the admin staff who wanted rice and curry, and then we had the teachers who wanted something a little bit fancier. Then we had people coming to the place that wanted like really fancy stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a nightmare, like trying to make everybody happy. But doing all this, I realized during tea time there was a huge gap because we didn't have a product for the embassy crowd, or because also CIS was there, so when the teachers and the parents came, there wasn't anything nice they could have with their coffee or tea. So then I said, okay, I need to do dessert. So I started making cheesecakes.
Cheesecakes?
Yeah.
You haven't still made cheesecake for me.
No.
So, yeah, we need to get that done.
Yes. But it's not just cheesecakes, that's the thing. So Bellissima has kind of done everything under the sun up until this point. So we've had cheesecakes, cookies, cakes, pavlovas.
Wow.
I've lost track of stuff, fudge, ice cream cakes. So we've tried everything and finally settled on.
So why Aphrodite?
Aphrodite and and also I still didn't explain why Bellissima.
Yes.
And
the logo.
Yes, so I'll explain both together. So I started doing these fancy desserts, and I realized, it just didn't gel with the rest of the stuff we were carrying. And I realized it was a disservice to the desserts. And also I couldn't have a huge markup from like a 30 rupee patty to like 600 rupee slice of cake. Right? So I had to brand it differently. So we did a fridge that had different branding.
Right.
And people actually thought we were importing the product. And it was made in-house, which worked. Well, they shouldn't. This should be the standard for desserts here,
Absolutely.
no? Yeah. I mean, it goes to show you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so my brother got involved, and then we launched the business together, tried to expand upon it. So he was the one who was insisting that it had to be Italian, and I had the same question, like, why? He's like, no, it sounds fancy, like people will pay more if it's Italian. In hindsight, I think it wasn't a bad call because this is kind of, I wouldn't say generic, but it could be a brand from anywhere.
Right.
It doesn't need to be tied down
Absolutely.
necessarily to the geographic location where it originated, and it's kind of surprising for people
Also,
to find
we
out.
are a global culture.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
we are.
and I think it's time we started embracing it.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, after we came up with some ridiculous names. So it took us about 3 days, and all we were doing is like neither of us know Italian. We were just Google translating random words that we thought would work.
So what were the names?
So it came down to Bellissima or Frio Brothers, which I vetoed. This is like cool brothers or something. I was like, no. Bellissima it is. And then after I locked down the name, it was very organic and very quick, the development of the brand. Because immediately I knew, okay, it sounds feminine, because it's Bellissima, not Bellissimo. So Bellissima is beautiful, as opposed to handsome. And from there I knew, okay, so what is the epitome of beauty? And then I wanted to play on this whole Italian angle. If you're going to embrace it, you go whole hog and we do the whole thing, right? So then I thought, okay, I'm going to derive inspiration from one of my favorite Italian Renaissance paintings, which was the Birth of Venus. So Venus kind of became the placeholder for the brand and became our logo, because she also embodies love and passion, and also this painting is the birth of Venus, so it's the creation of beauty.
And if not for your passion, this product wouldn't have been created.
I guess.
Yeah. So, how many flavors have you created so far? I know it's not just a couple.
So we have 7 in our range currently available.
But it's more than that.
It's been more than that. So some things come in and then it goes out of circulation. But the thing is, when we have our store, we will have at least minimum 30 flavors of biscuit pudding alone.
30 flavors?
At least it has to be.
Wow, 30 flavors of biscuit pudding.
Yeah, because I have some really kooky flavors up here.
So going back into my history, like I started making biscuit pudding when I was 16 with my auntie, my godmother, and I think you should taste mine and see whether I have some sort of credit. And so when I tried yours, I really liked it. I mean, it had very sorry. It had different flavors and it had different textures, and some tasted so unique. And today I think I'm really excited to try one of my favorite flavors. Yeah. And we're trying the other one as well, the classic?
Yes, we can do too.
Yeah.
Because actually I was trying to get her to do the whole range, and then we realized, no, maybe we'll just focus on 2.
We'll have it maybe once, every other week.
Yeah. And
we'll try out a flavor every other week.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, guys, please do type it in the comment section so we can ask Dush, and I know some of you might want to know how much the little jar is.
Yes.
So maybe you can give as much information to our viewers.
Okay, and we will give you the information again at the end.
Yes.
And we're going to get into the tasting right after this.
Yes.
But if you're curious, it retails for 600 rupees a jar. You can get it on Uber Eats directly through us or any of our restaurant clients. So we have Ramen Misoya, we have Brew 1867 by Dilma, we have Arthur's Pizzeria, we have Rocco's, and I know I'm forgetting.
There's a
something.
whole heap. You showed me a whole heap. There was about 30 outlets, but I think you narrowed it down to
a few big ones.
Just a few big ones.
Yeah, so we'll give you that information. Yeah, but let's start tasting it.
Yes. You guys know that I don't have sugar at all. So what I do is I have a bit on my cheat day, and today happens to be my cheat day. And it's okay to have a little bit, and you shouldn't be feeling guilty for having, your favorite dessert.
What's the point of living?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So,
I'll have one too.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this is what it looks like. That's the Arak flavor. I don't know if you can see it, but
And the reason we picked this is also the very first flavor we launched. And for the longest time, I refused to do a
So when I saw this the first time, I actually thought, that's it? It's just a tiny jar, that's not going to be enough. But trust me, it's a lot. It's a lot. When you have this, you'll be like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I'm a big guy, but usually I get through like halfway to 3/4 of it.
Even though it's my cheat day, I'm not going to finish this because then I'll have to work double at my gym.
But it's only 300 calories.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I hope my calculation is right. I think it's about 300 calories.
Okay, so, oh wow.
I forget how good it is.
It's so good. I know you guys can have it later, but.
So you can really feel so there's about almost an entire shot of arak in it. So there's I think about 17 or 18 ml.
I don't really do too well with arak.
Yeah?
I mean alcohol in general.
Okay.
I tend to get drunk, so I'm
Two
sure.
Yeah.
No, just doesn't need two. I think one I would get drunk.
So everything is always on the jars if you ever want to check before you buy. But obviously there's Mali biscuit, but it's very heavy on dairy. So if you are lactose intolerant, may not be the thing for you.
Yeah.
Because there's heavy cream, there's condensed milk, there's butter.
I don't need any of this, but today I'm going to make an exception because it's so good. Yeah.
So that's there. So it's definitely not vegan friendly either.
But are you planning on having vegan friendly?
Yeah, I want to because. But again, in time when we have our own place.
So I think you should have a vegan section because there's a lot of people going off dairy and going off animal products.
Sure.
And it would be interesting.
Yeah.
For you to come up with a vegan flavor.
It's definitely in the works.
And also sugar-free flavor for me.
Yes, sugar-free for diabetics.
Yeah.
And for people who
maybe we can create it together.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And the thing is, right now it's just a bit difficult because we sell our product to third parties, so it's a bit of a hard sell.
Yeah.
So that's why. So once we have our own store, that's
so B2B.
So B2B kind of complicates things when it comes to our range. So that's also kind of why it's stuck at 7. But the moment, like I said, we have our own place, it will be minimum 30 different biscuit pudding flavors alone, not counting the other desserts.
Right.
Yeah. So then it'll have, of course, we'll have the vegan one, we'll have the sugar-free one, a dark chocolate one.
Yes,
yeah.
for sure. Tell us a bit about your career.
Is there a question? No.
Let me see. Oh, so basically, there are questions. Natasha, very quiet today. Okay, hang on. I just need to check what's going on. For all those who are watching, today I'm having a tasting with Bellissima. It's a dessert brand, and it's one of the best chocolate biscuit pudding desserts that you can get your hands on. And so if you have any questions with regard to this brand, anything at all, keep it to the subject, guys. I'd really appreciate that. So people are just sending love, and I think they've asked. Okay, so they've asked the place. Right now it's only on Uber, and you can definitely.
Restaurants that we mentioned, which we will put in the description.
But I think this you should tell them about you launching your own outlet. At
So that's kind of big. So for the longest time, I didn't want to do a physical space because I used to do restaurants and cafes back in the day.
Right.
And I kind of got my hands burnt when I was younger, and then it was all a learning experience. And now it's come to a point that this brand kind of needs a physical space. It's just become a requirement. So we're actually looking at it. And as a first step, we've tied up with Hatch in Colombo. So if
tell them where it is.
Yeah. So if you're not sure where it is, so if you know where the HSBC building is in Fort, the headquarters. There's State Bank of India right next to it, and then right after that is the Hatch building. and you can walk in and we'll be at the lobby. So we will have a little kiosk space.
Oh wow.
So this is not where we're going to have that huge range we were talking about, but
Right.
this will be like a Bellissima Express where you can get biscuit puddings. We might have 1 or 2 other desserts, but it will be mainly the pudding. So also to launch, so we've started construction. Actually this week we're kicking it off. And we've launched a fundraising, a crowdfunding drive to see this project through. And if you'd like to contribute, you can check out the link. I guess we'll place it at the bottom of the video. It's tribefunds.lk/Bellissima. We're trying to raise ₹1 million to set this space up. And depending on the tiers that you contribute, there are some really cool gifts. So like you get a chance to even be on the Dishing with Dush YouTube channel if you want to come and cook along with me or feature your product or service and promote that. So that's really good value for money on top of everything else. So with each tier, everything just keeps accumulating. So by the last tier, you get like everything. So there's a gift card where you get ₹100 off for life.
Oh,
And there's no limit. You can buy 1 million puddings
so
and you
even
get that ₹100.
if someone has a wedding and they want to have the desserts, that ₹100 per jar will be.
And basically it'll pay for itself, exactly. And then you can keep using it. You can even share the card with other people, so it doesn't, we're not going to track and make sure that it's your card and we're going to check your ID, so it will really be good value for money.
So when is the new store opening, the new outlet?
We're thinking in a month and a half, depending on how well the funding drive goes. We are already at 70%.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've almost made 700,000, so just 300,000.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So if people are
it's
interested.
only been a couple of months, right? You put it out there, and
probably a month
it's great to see people are supporting one another and wanting to see you success.
I was blown away.
Success,
Honestly, I was really touched. I didn't expect that. I thought, okay, we'll just do it for kicks. Maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't.
And that's how the universe works, right?
Yeah. So thank you, everyone.
But guys, I urge you to try out Bellissima and give us your feedback, because if you want any flavors, I think we're open to discussion. If you want any particular flavors that you'd like made, I think you should suggest it to Dushi, and he will definitely try it out. I think.
And remember, we're going to launch 30, so we are developing as.
So far there is. I know I've tried 7 flavors so far, but I know there is bubblegum, there is matcha, there is
that we don't carry at the moment.
You don't carry them at the moment, but I think you are planning on having various.
There'll be Milo, strawberry cheesecake, pumpkin spice latte, and mock tiramisu. So there's a whole bunch of flavors. So yeah.
That's awesome. I wanted to actually invite a friend to come and try out the classic. I know we're trying out the Arak flavor, but I'd like to invite one of our mutual friends.
Actually, he's the one who introduced us.
Yes, who's also a friend of mine who is my gym buddy. His name is Janaka Rodrigo, and maybe you can actually try the classic. Which one is the classic?
I think it's there.
Okay, we'll have the one classic,
Yeah.
So right now we're actually doing it in his kitchen. This is his original kitchen before he moves to the Hatch building. This is where everything started. This is the origination of Bellissima, and all the products are made here. The Uber, I think this is also the Uber pickup, right?
Yes,
This is the Uber pickup venue.
One of the locations.
And so maybe you can try the classic and
give us a feedback.
How it goes.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to move away from this. Actually, I just love this.
But see, now I'm only 1:30 and but then I also did just have lunch. But
I still haven't had lunch. But
I think I forgot to talk. Yeah, so one of the things which I like about his desserts are that it's very very smooth, and
it's very light.
It's not
very
like
light.
very sweet.
Yeah,
so it's a combination of both, kind of little bit of
because
sweet.
300 calories is nothing, because when you have this, all you just go.
it tastes a lot more indulgent than you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You feel that there is way more calories than this, but 300 calories is all, you know.
Again, I was surprised when I did the
calories.
calculation. I thought maybe closing in on 500, 600. I thought double what the count was.
So from the flavors, what's your favorite? I know you don't have alcohol.
Yeah.
So you've been alcohol free.
I actually like I like some of the flavors which are like quite different. Even I enjoy the mint.
Yeah.
So each flavor is different from each other flavor. So even I like the coffee flavor a lot because I'm anyway a coffee lover.
Do you know that the coffee flavor for me, it tastes like tiramisu? Didn't it taste like tiramisu?
It did.
So wait till the actual mock tiramisu comes in.
It was so good.
Okay, so if you like tiramisu, you'd like the fake tiramisu one better than even the coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that the raspberry flavor tasted like cheesecake.
Yeah.
There was no difference to me.
Yeah.
The raspberry flavor was one of my favorites, and the coffee flavor was one of my favorites, and this is
Yeah, and I know I say white chocolate raspberry, and then a lot of people are like, no, I don't like white chocolate. But what happens is because of the acid in the raspberry, it tends to like not curdle, but it sours the white chocolate a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So it tastes more like cream cheese than white chocolate.
Yes.
So that's why it tastes
That's
like
why
cheesecake.
it tastes
Yeah.
like that. Dush, tell us, I know you have another cooking channel called
Dishing with Dush, yeah.
Dishing with Dush. So he has also another, what do you call it, a YouTube channel called Dishing with Dush, and I haven't still got on that.
What?
But, no, I have watched a couple, but I haven't really sat with you or I haven't cooked with
You subscribed though, right?
I did, yes. So maybe you should tell us a little bit of that, how it started and what made you, get into cooking and being a chef.
I feel like she's gonna hurt her neck. You come here and I'll go
I'm
there.
actually going to finish off the.
So tell us what made you start that?
So a long time ago, I remember one of my friends approached me and wanted me to do a show for MTV at the time. It was MTV Sports.
Right.
And I thought I was going to get a cooking show, and it wasn't. It ended up being a food review show.
Oh, okay.
Which I wasn't truly comfortable doing. It was called Dine and Unwind. You can still find the episodes on YouTube. You won't recognize me though. I look very different. This is from like 5-6 years ago. And the thing is, you feel bad to criticize because the industry is so small here. Like if you're actually brutally honest, you end up making so many enemies. So it ended up being. So I just treated the show as instead of a review show, more of like a show and tell. Like, look, this is what this place has. This is what they feature, and I just didn't really give any analysis of the food per se. So that was Dishing with Dush, and then they said, okay, you're going to get a cooking show, which never happened. And I was like torn because.
So maybe we can create a pilot and then put it across and see what happens.
Yeah, no. So for years I kept trying, and then we did.
But then YouTube came.
And then YouTube came, and for some reason everybody kept saying like start your own YouTube channel, and I was like no, and I didn't want to be the guy who got discovered on YouTube. I just had a hang up about it.
No,
It's just
I think
my
it's our ego, right?
It was my ego. Also, the space has morphed a little bit. Like YouTube has a lot more credibility than it did back in the day.
Absolutely.
And also, I didn't have the resources to produce it myself, even if I was to do it. So it would have looked very amateurish if I did, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I felt like it would have been a calm down. And also, my hang up was like, it was kind of, people do really well on American Idol, right? Like those shows, and they get discovered.
Yeah.
But it's very few who have like staying power. And so I had this innate feel like YouTube would have like a similar effect where you get discovered on YouTube, but you're not treated as seriously as somebody who had a TV show on a regular channel.
Yeah, but most what people do now is they get discovered on YouTube, and then channels invite them to start their own show on these platforms.
Sure. And that's more recent though. But yeah, exactly. And you get your Netflix show or whatever.
But in the time and space that we're living in, I think a lot of people don't even want to do their own show on media, because any and everyone can watch YouTube.
Exactly.
And it's not
It's on
limited.
demand.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's on demand.
It's on demand, and you have a creative license. You can do whatever you want with it. And luckily for me, all the pieces kind of fell into place, and I came across this amazing company called Idea Help
Right.
that does all my videos.
Right.
And it's a dream to work with them. So it also became effortless to do the show, and it made sense because if I was to do it myself, I would have to self-direct it. I would have to script myself. But here they have the whole team that comes together. So yeah, to be launched.
Yeah, Ideal is a great platform for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a media creator and you have some great ideas, you already have a show already, reach out to those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me see, there is something, its name and location. The place name and location. So, this is Arcadia. We are going live from his kitchen in Arcadia.
Yeah.
So
name is Bellissima.
The name is Bellissima. You
can ask my name. My name is Dush.
His name is Dush. Yeah, his full name is Dushyanta Rathnayake. No, he's not related.
We don't know yet. We think not.
I think we're all related actually.
Yeah.
From this whole global family. Anyway, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to my Insta Live, and maybe not next week, but the following week we'll have more flavors to try out, and I'd really appreciate you guys maybe, trying out the classic and the Arak flavor. It's really, really good. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I want to thank you for coming on my live.
Oh,
and
thank you for having me.
We'll see you again not this week,
The week
no,
after.
the week after.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.